Alright, so now we are at part 3 of binder number 10. And this section of the binder, it's going to have, as you can see, some older EX era cards. And just to note a few, this one right here is going to be one that I'll send in to get graded. Latias is just it's a legendary Pokemon which carries a premium with it, and the condition is especially nice. So you can see there's almost no wear, and this is going to be a contender for PSA 10. It shines great. It looks almost pack fresh condition. The rest of them are still around that near mint to mint range, but they aren't going to be contenders for 10. There's a couple more down here that I also might send in, like this one. And these cards are, it seems like, honestly, from my own analysis with the Pokemon market right now, it seems like these cards get more expensive and sought after by the day. From now on, I'm probably only going to sell these types of cards, these old school EX cards, on auction formats for that reason, because they're just too sought after. The price is just literally always increasing, and the only way that I would list them as a buy it now at this point, and this would be a tip for anyone, is if you were going to list it at a really high price, just to kind of pad yourself against the rising prices and demand for these cards, because these I would say are the most sought after because of the fact that the collectors that have been in it and have ventured to it, this is where they're at right now. They have found these. They are especially nice looking cards, and they're just the logical next step after collecting the old Wizards of the Coast era cards. And something else I'll note, with cards that are newer, that have Gen 1 Pokemon, that is something to consider, because newer cards, newer artworks of older Pokemon are going to have appeal to older Wizards of the Coast collectors. Like, for example, the Wizards of the Coast collectors that loved the Jungle Mr. Mime will see this card, and it'll still bring back that kind of same memory, and it'll be familiar to them. And some people, when they collect, they don't want to get too crazy and too adventurous to Pokemon that they didn't have a connection to. So Gen 1 Pokemon in newer artworks are going to be a more safe investment, and it's just a more sought after card than the newer cards, Gen 2 and 3 cards. Now, these cards here are another reason why I was excited to buy this collection. These are the Shiny Heart Gold, Soul Silver era cards. This is specifically the Call of Legends set, and this is one reason why I would say, as far as sealed product in the Heart Gold, Soul Silver era, I would say that Call of Legends would be a really good investment, because it has this whole set of shiny cards in it, and I'm pretty sure it is the only one in that era that has the shiny cards, and they are just awesome. It's the only set with these kind of the hollow borders in that era that has the shiny collection. And it's interesting because the Black and White released their shinies, the Platinum era released their shinies, but this is the only set that will have this type of artwork with shiny Pokemon. So this is something that I will send in to get graded, and there are some more. We have the Raikou and Entei, and with Raikou and Entei, the shiny variation color, it's not much of a difference. As you can see, they look pretty similar to the original color scheme for them, but they are a bit different. The coloring is a shade different. They just shine wonderfully. That was something really good with this set and the bubble hollow, as well as the continuing of the bubble hollow onto the border. I mean, it just shines excellent. I mean, look at that. It's just covered with holographic. The art pops out. another card I'll be considering grading. With shiny cards, especially because of Pokemon Go. They're just and the release of Hidden Fates. There's this whole new phenomenon. I mean, players knew and collectors knew about shiny for a long time, but they now have this kind of mass appeal and are more known because of the recent advancements in shiny Pokemon, and more people are aware of them and really like to see a color variation. And the Palkia is really cool having the pink. I like when they have a much different color with the shinies rather than just the different shade. And it's interesting to see that, I'm going to be doing this new series called the Pokemon Master Series, and it's going to go into that metaphysical element of Pokemon, and we're going to go through specific cards, like nice cards. So we'll get to see really nice cards, like this would be the kind of card I would showcase, and we'd also work on our Pokemon Master journey by understanding the elements and the specific subsets of those elements. Palkia being spatial, so Heart Gold, Soul Silver era Shiny Gyarados. It's not a secret rare, it's actually part of the normal set, number 123 out of 123. But very unique artwork of the Shiny Gyarados, and there's always going to be plenty of Gyarados and especially Shiny Gyarados collectors, and this is certainly a less well-known one. Especially being from the Heart Gold Soul Silver set, it's just kind of in the middle of the pack there. There's not all the collectors have gotten to that point yet, or at least gotten deep into that set to where they've noticed the nuances and more peculiar Pokemon like that one. Here's a really nice Aquapolis Togetic, and with Aquapolis and Skyridge, it's important to remember the Holos in the set are kind of a separate subset and are denoted by the H for Holo, and all the Holos are numbered 1 through 32, and the rest of the cards in the set, including the reverse Holo version of this, is just part of the normal 147 card set, I believe, 146. Here's probably one of the most valuable EX cards on these two pages. The Dragonite and Dragon Pokemon are usually more rare. They're more powerful in the game as well. They always take several energies to use their attacks, so they're a little more like a niche strategy for players, because you have to have different energies in your deck, and sometimes it's difficult to get all the energies you need if you have to get 2 different energies in this case. But as far as the artwork, it's a very nice Dragonite artwork. He's standing there very in a kind of victorious stance, and the shine looks great, and it's definitely one of the more solid Dragonite artworks, and being part of the EX series, it's a very nice card. That'll be a card that goes up for auction. This is a card that I'm actually going to send in for grading, and it is not common that I will send in just standard holo rares for grading, but it is from a little bit older. I think this is a Platinum era or Diamond Pearl, one of the two, but it's a melodic. There are melodic collectors out there. Melodic cards are known to be very pretty, and this one is no exception, and the condition is definitely a PSA 10 candidate. So this is the kind of card I wouldn't send in unless it was a PSA 10 candidate, and since it is, I'm going to give it a shot. And especially also since PSA right now, up until I think the 27th this month, is doing, as long as you send in a minimum of 30 cards, it's only $6.50 each. So with that especially, that's the main reason that I'm going to give it a shot, because that's a pretty good price. This next page here, we just have a bunch of Wizards of the Coast era holos. So these are just staple cards in the game, in the hobby. There is always going to be people looking to either complete their set or look for better conditions of the cards they have. If maybe they're trying to complete a mint collection and they already have it, but they're still on the lookout for that totally mint card to complete their mint collection, there's just always going to be someone looking for Wizards of the Coast cards. Victory Bell here is one of the more common rare holo cards, but for example, this Blaine's Arcanine is one of the mid to upper level more rare holo cards, and is going to be worth $30-$40 in this condition, maybe even $50. In an auction right now, it probably would go for $50. There's a little bit of wear. It's going to take it down a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went for $50. Arcanine is another very popular Pokemon. A lot of people like Arcanine, a lot of people like dogs, and this Espeon here is just a beautiful, like I was showing with that complete set that I just bought of Discovery, Genesis, and Revelation. The Umbreon and Espeon artworks in Discovery, this one, are awesome, and they can go for easily around $100 each. So this one I'll put up. Most likely this will go up tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I have a bunch of cards that I'm going to be putting up tomorrow. A bunch of raw, ungraded, mint to near mint, Wizards of the Coast, and EX cards. We have Articuno. A little bit of scratching on the holo. Let me go to this page. Ditto is a very popular fossil holo. A lot of people like this one. And that one's in mint near mint. This Kabutops is really nice. This Sabrina's Gengar and Sabrina's Alakazam are definitely cards to look out for. They are increasing in price. People like the psychic type. They especially like Sabrina's Pokemon in this set. They could be easily around $50 each, especially in this condition. This one's got a little wear right there, but it's nothing too major. This is gonna look great for someone's mint and near mint collection, and will be sought after for people looking for that. And here we have some more shiny cards. These were another thing I was excited about when I saw these. We have the Platinum era shinies, and there was usually 2 or sometimes 3 that were available per set, and they were found in the packs in the reverse holo area, place, and they were in a separate unique set. Bagon would probably be one of the more rares, as well as the Shanks, but I think this can be up to $40-$50. This one $25-$30, and the Lotad maybe $10 to $15. But they are all shiny variations, and those are always going to have a base that is collecting them. Here's a secret rare Charmander, and further in we'll see that I have the whole, I think it's Stormfront, and I have the whole set, including the Charizard. And that's a really cool set, another set worth grading. I also have all 3 of the legendary birds, which were really cool. The artwork, this kind of 2D artwork, I think looked really good, especially with the pattern in the background. Here's these Prime cards. I've said before, I'm a little underwhelmed by them. You know how it just shows the face, but for people that are collecting, you know, some people like them, and they're necessary for anyone collecting the specific cards that they represent as well, whether it's Tyranitar or if it's just the Undaunted or Unleashed sets. Here's some more kind of basic cards, the cards that we see a lot, GXs. This card right here is going to, you know, usually around that $10 range. This is going to be a $3-$4 card, $3-$4 card, $3-$4, $3. So these are just going to be much cheaper. Here's some more black and white era cards. This is a Generations, and here this is some of the other cards I was really excited about in this binder. Is these secret rare Charizard, Charmander, and Charmeleon. And it's really cool to see these because these are like re-embellishments of the original artworks in the base set. Now they added holo. They're a little more fine-tuned and updated with artwork, just a little more crisp. And the holo pattern looks really great with them, but they are the original, re-embellishments of the original artwork, and the Charizard, of course. This is a card I will also get graded, and it's in really nice condition. It's not going to be a PSA 10 contender or anything, but still being a secret rare Charizard, this is a card worth grading. I might even get the whole set graded. So yeah, those are really cool. Also, more secret rares on this page, more re-embellishments on this page as well. The Scyther and Electabuzz up here. This is the redo of the Jungle Scyther. Same style of artwork, just with the kind of new format of how the cards are structured from the Jungle set till the Platinum set. And here we have these kind of two-dimensional artwork, Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. And they're really good looking cards. It's nice to have a little set. They shine great. That 2D pattern kind of has an interesting look for them, and the holo pattern on each of them represents their energy type, and they all shine really well. So there's then that Electabuzz is secret rare re-embellishment from the base set, and we're getting toward the end here. This is a card that's pretty interesting. It's the secret rare trainer card of Mesprit, Uxie, and Azelf. And this is probably a $50 card right now. And I don't know if it's in good enough condition for considering the grade. It would be, if this was in mint condition, I think it'd be worth it. It's a really kind of rare and interesting artwork trainer with legendary Pokemon all on one card, so that kind of makes it unique in that aspect. But that's something I'll definitely consider. Here's the Legend Dialga and Palkia, just the bottom half. Would look nice to have the full card. And then here's just some full arts, the Sceptile, Mega Sceptile, Mega Rayquaza, Mega Gyarados. Here is the Shining Legend Shining Pokemon. And they are the kind of new version of the Shining Pokemon from originally seen in Neo Destiny, which I've showed in this channel. And they're nice, you know. They were way more widely printed, and there's way more people in the hobby and grading cards, so there's going to be a way higher amount of PSA 10 and PSA 9 variations to these cards, so they're not going to have the same kind of value as the original Wizards of the Coast ones. So they're much more rare, much more scarce, and much lower populations of high PSA grades. And so, you know, the Pokemon, I mean, some of the Pokemon are really nice Pokemon to have a shiny, like the Rayquaza, of course. The black Rayquaza is really popular. The Shining Lugia. I also have the Shining Mew, but I believe that's already sold. But the Shining Lugia, it's a nice card. And finally, in this last page, just some kind of basic GXs. One of the most notable ones on this page would be this card. This card can be worth as much as $30 right now. And it's a promotional stained glass type of artwork on the 3 legendary birds that were in Hidden Fates, which is a cool card. You get to see all your favorite legendary birds all on one card. And the stained glass holo was really kind of creative idea, I thought. So yeah, that's about a $30 card. The rest are just going to be around the $3-4. So there it is. That's the end of binder number 10. And hope you enjoyed it, and hope you saw some cards you like. They'll be available on my store. eBay user MyManJustin. Thanks.